Welcome to the Two Cousins podcast.
Just two of us.
Just two. I'm just kidding. It is the Three Cousins podcast, and we're gonna test something. If you're hearing this, it's probably a Tuesday or a Wednesday. We're gonna do a little experiment throughout the week. We're gonna try just mini podcasts in the middle of the week. It's either gonna be me and Derek, or Bella and Derek, or me and Bella, or just one of us by ourselves. But just something where all three of us don't need to be there, and because honestly, we get bored.
Yeah.
During the week, we have no lives.
No.
So we're gonna try to do some little stuff to keep those little appetizers. What's gonna be a little appetizer for our upcoming podcast? And I'm fucking rambling, dude. So let's just get into
dive right into it.
Let's just dive in. So we figured there's just a test one. So let's go a little rant mode. There are always gonna be rants.
Just shoot the shit.
But yeah, happens. Just blabbing.
Yep.
Much less structured than our other shows.
Yep.
I think that was a good. Almost 1 minute of meaningless intro. So let's dive right in. 14 minutes left.
Well, we don't have to actually do like the intro song. We can just
no song. We don't need to do the song. Just
whatever.
They know what the song is. We're just gonna go right into it. So Derek, what do we got this week?
I personally,
since it's just you and me.
Yeah, I would like to just take a moment and just say that I'm a little bit concerned with the way America seems to be going. In terms of social culture, I guess, would be one way to put it.
America's in trouble, guys.
Yeah.
America is in trouble. Derek is worried. I would say, and you're right to be worried, I just say I'm more annoyed. I don't really worry about stuff. I just get really annoyed at things. I'm just like, be quiet.
I think for a while I thought it was just funny, and then it's like, okay, like... At some point, this really needs to get addressed.
That's true. We
talked
about
serious.
We just talked about this at dinner.
Yes.
Where you get more worried, and I'm just so amazed by the absurdity of it all that I just can't help but laugh. Because if I don't laugh, I'll cry. So I have no choice but to laugh, or I'll probably just curl up in a ball. And like drink Mountain Dew until my heart explodes or something, just to end it all.
Right.
But let's get into it. What's worrying you, my friend? Come lay on my couch.
For starters, the feminist culture that America has just grown accustomed to accepting, I would say. And not first wave or second wave. I'm not, pitching against that.
First wave and second wave were admirable. And
noble.
I'm not saying
there was a reason.
I'm not saying just to suck up. I
no,
really do think
legitimately,
first and second wave did a lot of good for women in this country.
Yeah, legitimately there was reason behind the first two.
So before you call me and Derek misogynist, go to hell, because we're not.
Right. Second wave was about equality. Third wave is about equal outcome.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
And those are two very different things.
It's about revenge.
Essentially,
it's about revenge.
Feeling oppressed. Even though you didn't live it.
And not having a centralized goal. I think that's been one of the biggest issues is like first and second wave, we're just like, this is what we want.
Right.
This is it. If you ask like a modern day fan, it's like, what do you want? They're just like, smaller boobs in video games? I don't remember.
Well, they'll spit off the same in the patriarchy, in misogyny, in whatever, rape culture, all this shit.
Yeah.
That it's like, no one wants any of those things. No one is pro-rape.
Yeah, no one. The only people who are pro-rape are rapists, and they do need to be stopped.
Sure,
they do need to be stopped.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But I think the idea that's been like, there's this whole culture now that like everyone has like a rapist inside them waiting to get out. Like you're a werewolf, and when the rape moon is over the sky, you lose control.
It's like if you carry a gun long enough, eventually you murder someone.
Exactly. Ladies and men, because men get raped too.
Sure. Actually, more often, including prison, but that's beside the point.
Men are not like Jekyll and Hyde rapists. It's not like I'm not the Hulk, where like if a certain thing triggers me, ooh, I said trigger, look out.
Oh man.
I just turn into like this unstoppable rape Hulk. That's not how it works, ladies. And men, but mainly angry ladies who say these kinds of things. That's not how it works. It's just not.
Yeah.
So stop thinking that every time you walk down the street and you see a man by himself that he's gonna rape you. because I bet he's just as afraid of you as you are of him. It's like bears and sharks.
Yeah.
Like they're just as scared of you as you are of him.
It's like seeing a snake in the wild kind of thing.
If I see anyone alone when I'm walking down the street, I cross the street. I don't care who or what you are. You could be Stephen Hawking and I still be intimidated by you.
Well, this message that they're sending of like don't catcall, don't approach women, whatever kind of shit, is only going to deter guys that are on the fence. Guys that are like nervous about approaching. The actual good-hearted guys that just want to genuinely be good to you, but because he's been filled with this idea of if he approaches you, he's raping you, that he's now not going to. And the only people you're going to be approached by now are just assholes.
That's true. And the whole thing catcalling can get insane.
Sure.
I've never witnessed it because I don't
live in New York.
Yeah, I don't live like you always see that stereotypical construction workers yelling.
Right.
Like I've never witnessed, and I go out in public all the time. I've never witnessed catcalling. Is that true? I witnessed it once, but I'm pretty sure that guy was a pedophile.
Yeah.
So that was slightly different. It's like a 30-year-old guy calling out like a 13-year-old girl.
There was
an
incident.
That guy needed to go to jail. That was a different thing.
Right.
But like catcalling can get out of hand, but just like, what's wrong with an appropriate compliment?
Well, that's the thing is I think nowadays they're trying to like approach this idea
Anything
of
I say,
don't talk. Don't say anything. Don't even look at me.
Just silence the opposition. Yeah, stare rape. That's a thing.
Don't even look at me. Yeah.
And that doesn't mean getting raped on a staircase.
And then I also heard the refusal to rape is just as bad as rape.
What?
Yes, there's a legitimate thing of if you're too ugly to be raped. Basically, is the idea.
I have seen those pictures where they have the signs like "I need feminism."
Yeah.
And one of them was like, "I need feminism because like I feel like I'm not good looking enough to get catcalled or something." She's
right.
Like, what?
Exactly. It's the idea. It's the same thing.
She wasn't. But that's not the point.
It's like you label it fat shaming if you don't get catcalled.
Yeah, it's like you didn't catcall me. I feel fat shamed. Oh god, it's just why.
I would say that in general is kind of concerning to me.
Yeah, they make me mad. And any feminist, can you please just leave my video games alone?
Oh god.
Like I'm serious. Like you can call me like a werewolf rapist or whatever you want to call me, or a misogynist. Like you can accuse me of everything. Just please leave my video games alone.
Oh yeah.
I just want to play games.
Right.
And I think a lot of people misunderstand that like if there's an attractive woman in a video game, like if Lara Croft still has big tits, I really don't care.
Right.
I care if the hitboxes are okay and there's a decent story and there's not glitches everywhere.
I care about how much ammo Laura can carry.
Yeah, I care about like what are the new weapons in this game.
Right.
Like I'm not gonna say I ignore an attractive woman in a game. I'm gonna be like, hey, that digitally rendered female is quite attractive.
Yes.
In a sad way that I acknowledge
Someone spent a lot of time making her attractive.
Exactly. Someone got paid to do that. But I'm not going to be like, oh, now I, am just going to go molest people because attractiveness. Like, what do you think's going to...
Well, I mean, it's the idea of you need to put an average-looking woman in a game that involves a female character is just stupid to me.
Name a successful franchise that has attractive women that has unattractive men. Exactly.
Give me a minute.
I can think of one, and they're usually joke characters.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You can have like joke characters, like one for my Street Fighter fans. They'll know immediately who I'm thinking of. Rufus.
Okay.
I'll look him up. I'm showing to you later. Rufus is a big fat American, like joke basically, and he's a joke character. But if you did that in like with a woman, like when the game Fat Princess came out, there's a game. Have you heard of Fat Princess?
No.
It's a game where you're like a bunch of knights, and your whole goal is to like fight each other and like roll this fat princess across the battlefield and feed her to make your princess fatter.
Oh, nice.
People are offended by that.
Sure.
But like funny man characters are like that, it's fine. But then there's this whole thing that like they complain about attractive women, but like go look at some of the men in these games.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Go look at
check out Batman. In the Batman games, he's freaking huge.
Yeah.
He would absolutely dwarf Schwarzenegger in his best day, easily. The Batman in the Arkham games, he's 280 at least, and he's like 6'5". So.
Yeah. Look at this guy. That's Rufus from Street Fighter.
Oh, he's round.
His stomach has like dead or alive jiggle physics.
Okay.
Like the titties that like jiggle a bunch.
Right.
His stomach has that. but
Okay.
no one's offended by this. Well, some people are offended by the fact that his big old stomach and man titties are hanging out, which is a little disturbing.
He's got the low-cut shirt.
To see it in motion. But,
Okay.
no one gets mad at this.
Right.
But the second you have like a woman with her tits hanging out, her ass hanging out, everybody's like, "Oh my god, misogyny."
Well,
But then you have like alternate costumes in Street Fighter, like Ryu is like running around shirtless with his perfect chiseled build, and everybody's like,
yeah.
"Oh my god, he's so hot."
Well, there's also the idea of go to a mall and just sit for 15 minutes and notice what the men are wearing and notice what the women are wearing.
Yeah.
The men are going to be walking around with jeans and t-shirts, possibly dress shirts, maybe even a few ties. The women are going to be walking around in tight pants, dresses. They're going to be showing off figures, okay? This is just difference. Men don't wear things to show off the butt. Typically.
No,
that's
because
just not a thing.
Typically, we don't have them.
It's just not really a thing. Women will accentuate what they have. Men don't care about that
That's
kind
something
of
people
thing.
get offended about in their games,
Sure.
though. But like Rufus is almost the same thing.
Yeah.
But
So this is the same game?
This is all Street Fighter.
Okay.
These different Street Fighter characters. Yeah, Rainbow Mika. Everybody knows Street Fighter knows how infamous her whole play, especially since one of her attacks, she literally tackles you ass first.
Oh, okay.
That's one of her moves. But anyway, but no, you're right. Clothes, like, and a lot of people could say, "Oh, that's just because these clothes are marketed toward women to be tight." So it's like, okay, but you still buy them
Yeah.
as long as women keep buying them. I think that's the problem a lot of people have wrapping their minds around is that the majority doesn't care.
Yeah.
The majority's not bothered. And I mean, like,
Right.
you're okay with oppression? It's like, no, they don't see themselves oppressed because they're not oppressed because they don't let it run their lives.
Right.
They're not like, oh my God, I'm being shamed. I'm being, put upon. I'm being ruled by men. They just don't think about it because it doesn't enter into their lives.
Right.
It's not a part of their lives. Can we just say what I've always been thinking?
Okay, what's up?
If you're a third wave, man-hating, ultra like feminazi, I hate that term, but it just fits so well.
So accurate.
Let me just tell you something.
Okay.
You are that way because no one wants to bang you. I'm sorry.
Or
I've never seen a super attractive, like militant feminist.
Or you found a way to surround yourself by white knights.
Oh God,
that's
yes.
about it.
I know a lot of people that are like that. A bunch of dudes that are just like, yeah, these guys, stop being like that.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not like those guys. I'm a nice guy. Let me hover around you. Because I think for some reason, even though you hate men, because I try to be different, I'm going to get laid. But that makes you no different from the men they complain about.
Legitimate nice guys stay at home playing video games. They don't go to women's studies groups. Okay.
Yeah, for those of you that endured us for the past 13 minutes, let me let you know, we don't hate women.
No.
There's plenty of fault with men, too.
Yes.
And let me just, since we're on the subject of men and nice guys and stuff, let me just say something, boys. The friend zone doesn't exist.
True.
The friend zone does not exist.
You're just a bitch.
The friend zone exists so you can blame someone other than yourself for your shortcomings.
Oh, yes.
Because what's easier? To sit here and say, man, maybe I'm not attractive enough to her. Or maybe my personality doesn't fit. Or maybe I'm not interesting. Or maybe sometimes I don't have enough money. Someone want financial stability so they can, build a home and have a family and stuff.
Very realistic goals.
Is it easier to just say, that bitch friend zone me?
I know. She just goes after the buff guys.
It's men who are in denial about their own shortcomings.
Oh, yeah.
Who don't want to look inside themselves.
Very true.
And say, I got some problems I need to fix. No, it's her fault.
Right.
I'm perfect because mommy said I'm perfect. So I'm gonna go eat some tendies and play video games and snuggle with my anime waifu pillow. Now we're getting very stereotypical, but
no one cares though because it's about
entirely
men.
Inaccurate. Exactly, because I'm doing a stereotype about men. No one cares.
No one will care.
No one cares.
Not one flag was raised
no
this
one
day.
Cares. It's the same reason I saw. I can't remember what online publication it was, but it was just like there was an article about how men need to stop staring at women in swimsuits at the Olympics and stuff. And then the next day, there was an article about the best bulges on male swimmers. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? It's the same publication.
Right. Same thing.
When you do it to women, it's offensive and gross and weird and misogynistic. But when you do it to men, it's just like, who cares? You know, they're
Right.
hot. If blah blah blah. If they didn't want to get looked at, they wouldn't go out looking like that. It's like, why does that sound familiar?
It's the same thing as when the HuffPost will say something like, "Oh, the Republican Party, look at this is the whitest photo ever," and then they show a board meeting of them, and it's nothing but white bitches.
Yeah, it's nothing but it's like notice. Oh, you saw that tweet?
Yeah.
It's like, notice
anything?
It's
like, yeah, you're all white.
Yeah, there's like 2 Asian women, and the rest of you are just
Right.
pasty.
Exactly.
Like,
but because you're women, it's okay now.
Yeah, because you're women, it's okay. That is diversity. All women
Sure.
is diversity.
Oh, yes.
Apparently.
That's how it works.
That's apparently how it works.
Well, you can't have a wage gap if it's all women.
That's true. That's how they got around it.
That's very true.
They save money by paying them less.
Exactly.
So, yeah, if the wage gap existed, why didn't they just hire all women and pay them
Why wouldn't
less?
everyone
Come
hire
on,
all
guys.
women? Why do men have jobs ever?
Why do we have jobs? We should just all be
Like-
put in farms like the Matrix and have our
Yeah.
semen harvested.
Evidently, yeah.
to,
Well, you only need one guy for that
to
because he produces a lot.
Because you only need one dude, and he's just
Yeah.
like an immortal sperm bank.
Essentially, yeah.
And when the women are all ready, because you know, the way they think, all women are just lesbians in hiding. Like they all are just like, we should all get rid of men and we'll all be gay. And it's just like a lot of women don't want to be gay, but okay.
A lot of women might have bi-curious fantasies, but that's not the same thing.
Yeah, that's not the same. It's not like I want to live in a society.
That's not
with
at all the same thing.
with all women, and we'll have one guy, and it's just like I'm gonna go to the baby bank and get some sperms,
Right.
and we're gonna have our baby together. This got very dystopian very fast.
It did.
I don't know why I went with this.
I don't know.
But
well,
I
the
did.
sad part is this is how some think.
This
Like,
is
legitimately.
when they do the inevitable gritty reboot of the Matrix. That's what it's gonna be about.
It's just a one guy that's the
It's
king.
not gonna be the machines. It's gonna be the ladies.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be
One guy that's the sperm donator.
Instead of the architect face made out of all the little machines in Matrix Revolutions, it's gonna be Anita.
Yeah.
You know who I mean.
Yeah.
I just gotta say her first name so you know who I mean.
Oh.
Yeah. Speaking
kiss?
of that, Anita, leave my video games alone. Like I said earlier, just leave them alone. You don't even play video games.
The thing that I don't like about Anita, you cannot make her happy.
No,
Ever.
you can't.
You can't.
Nah.
She
Just
gave
be
an She gave an
dissatisfied.
example of one game, and this is a while back ago. Of that was an approved one of her.
Yeah.
You couldn't even tell it was a woman. It looked like a rock. I'm dead. It was like
It
an
looked like
8-bit game, and it looked like a
Ouch.
rock.
One of those ironic.
It was just a generic
Retro.
backstory of this woman is like. She said it was. She praised it because you couldn't tell she was a woman. A and B. It didn't infer that she was a woman, and at the
Okay.
same time. How is that pro women anything if you can't even tell?
Yeah, that's not pro women. That's
like,
just
this could be a bird.
It's not pro. It's just not anti women. Like that's not. Those are two
Essentially,
different things.
I guess that's the same
It's
in
not
her
one-
mind,
It's not
but I
one or
don't
the
know.
yeah. If it's a double negative or something, then it's clearly the other thing. Now,
Yeah.
she actually spoke at my school
Oh,
about a
God.
year ago, I think.
Did you go to it?
No, I didn't go to
Thank
it. I
God.
had something better to do. But
Yeah,
it was fun-
anything.
It was funny though, because like every semester for the speaker series, we have a list of who's going to be there,
Right.
and they had like, people who were involved with like African American integration of society back in the days of the civil rights movement and stuff. People who have like lived in the Middle East their whole life and survived terrorist attacks and whatnot, and then just like a couple of just interesting like other figures.
So
And
some
then-
so
and
some
then-
actually legitimate speakers.
and then
it
right in the
sounds
middle
like.
was her.
Okay.
But the part I found humorous was like you had all these people who survived horrific things,
Right.
either in America or overseas. She was the only one where you weren't allowed to bring purses or backpacks into the theater for her safety.
Are you
Because-
making that up, or is that for
No,
real?
I'm not making it up. I have a picture somewhere on my phone of
Yeah.
this, and it's just like because she talks about video games.
Yeah.
So clearly,
It's a very life-threatening-
Someone's going to try to take out. She's reported death threats on the internet.
Oh.
It's gotten linked back to her.
Oh yeah, I know.
She's made them on herself just for attention.
Oh, I know.
'Cause she wants
She's a
notoriety.
professional victim.
She's a professional victim. She just wants to stay relevant.
She just wants to keep earning, or getting donations. Not even
Yeah.
earning. Just people donating money to her cause so that she can make 8 videos a year
Yeah.
and sit on whatever money she gets from it.
And we never-
She made like $200,000 in 1 year off a donation.
And we never said your last name, so it can't get back to us.
Even though we'll tweet you.
You'll never know who we were talking about. You can't touch us.
I hope she does tweet us. That'd be amazing.
I hope we just never ever have to speak with her ever. Oh, our
I
producer's here.
would love to talk with
Yeah.
her.
By the way, for those of you that may say we're anti-women, our producer is a woman.
Yes.
It's a cat,
She's a spade cat.
but it's a what cat?
Spade.
What's a spade cat?
Spade neutered.
Oh, I thought you meant like the ace
No,
of spades.
no.
I'm just like, she's
Different spade.
I thought you meant like she was a shovel. I
No.
didn't know what you meant.
No.
I thought it was like, she's a shovel cat? What does that mean?
No.
Or
She,
you meant something extremely racist. I didn't know what you meant.
No, I didn't mean that.
Spade is in Bob Barker's Spade and Neutered. Gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah.
Spay and neuter your
Yeah,
pets.
we took away her femininity because we're Nazis.
Because we're women hating.
Because we're terrible, so we spayed the cat. I didn't spay the
We
cat.
spayed the cat.
I didn't spay the cat.
I did it myself.
I hate women, so I spayed my cat. I spayed her with some shish kebabs and barbecue tongs. Because I didn't want her to enjoy it.
I just didn't want kittens.
I just didn't want kittens. No, I just want to subject my power over. 'Cause that's apparently what I am.
Yeah, I
evil.
guess so.
But anyway, the moon's almost out, so we have to go chain ourselves to the wall before we violate these poor fragile women.
Right.
That's apparently what we are now, is just monsters in disguise.
Yeah.
So
always keep some locked up just in case.
Exactly. So I guess we're gonna head.
Yep.
This has been a test of your midweek podcast. So for what to expect next time, anything we feel like talking about, just for a short one, it could be me and Derek and Bella, me and Bella, one of us by ourselves.
Feel free to comment and let us know what you want to hear.
Yeah, please comment. Stop leaving our comment section empty, you bastards. I love you and I want to hear from you.
I know for a fact that you're listening.
I know you're listening.
Don't comment.
I know those viewer counts, and only half of them are from me listening over and over. Actually, it's not. I don't listen to this podcast because I hate hearing my own voice.
I do too.
But anyway.
My voice, not yours.
This has been a test of your emergency broadcast system.
Yeah.
Beep. No, I'm just kidding. I'm Seth.
I'm Derek.
Peace out.